Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Coldborough Park Farm, where I've kind of discovered a minor issue with the baler, if I'm being honest. Number one, I keep forgetting to lower the pickup, which isn't particularly good. Number two, you may have noticed, already, because that was full throttle, I kind of forgot that balers tend to have mass, and as a result, this thing can only really work downhill. It can go uphill as well, but if the hill is in any way steep, and we're gonna have some issues, which isn't necessarily great. You can see I've done well, 14 bales now. Just to test drive this thing that's available in the live stream from last week, and yeah, not exactly ideal, if I'm being honest. The slow speed of the baler, because 6 kilometers an hour is flat out right now. I have my foot to the floor. We're not picking up speed. Theoretically, this baler was perfect, because it had the same it required the same amount of horsepower as the tractor has, and, you know, it shouldn't have caused a problem. As it turns out, I've miscalculated slightly, and I'm kind of considering getting a small baler. And now we've ground to a halt because I didn't have the tractor doesn't have the power to pull up the hill. I'm literally having to stop the baler and turn it back on just so the tractor can get a bit of power together. Such are the issues. It's the big flywheel in the big pack. If you go over to One Lonely Farmer's channel, he will he's got a few videos on the Corona Big Pack 12. Is it the 1290 I've got, or the 1280? This is just a rental. The 1290 HDP. So the exact same baler as One Lonely Farmer, except I'm not particularly using it very well. So I'm gonna have to come back to grab those bits of straw that I've missed. There we go. And I'll do it now, actually, just while I'm up here. And again, there'll be short skips, just like last week, where I've coughed, and I don't particularly want that to be visible on, or visible. You can't see. I can see sounds because I got a sound program running. Ooh, I broke the fourth wall. Ah. I've got a sound program running. I'm running Audacity to capture my voice, because it allows for easier editing of the sound. I'm actually gonna go up and down the field, I've just decided, just because that'll give us a bit more space to play with. Space? No. Well, yes. Because if I were to the tractor is still moving, at least, albeit very, very slowly. Now it has stopped. If I were to do the headlands first, I would end up with bales directly in my way when I came to do this, so I think this is a better way. Normally I'd have contractors in to do this, but yeah, this year I'm having to do it myself. Actually, normally the guys that I sold the straw to came in with their balers, because they did grow some crop, they just didn't grow enough to you know, to use it as bedding for their cows. This is the first year I've been baling well, anything. I mean, normally they just said, oh yeah, we'll bring our own balers, we'll sort it all out. I was more than happy to do that because it meant I just had to cut the crops neatly, and you know, they'd sort out the rest of it for me. I, of course, this was back when the farm had, you know, farm hands and wasn't in financial problems. I, of course, was jumped at the idea because that's, you know, it's fine. I'm not gonna complain about somebody else cleaning up my field for me. Yeah, it resulted in slightly less fertilizer in the fields the next year. Slightly less nitrogen because there's no, like, stalks to decay as such. But generally speaking, it wasn't a bad thing. All I had to do was send out a farmhand, like I said back when we had them. Send out a farmhand, tell them, hey, the guys are out baling today, count the bales, because we charge, you know, we charge by the bale. We still do, it's just we're now having to do the baling and move them into the bales ourselves. And you know, the same guys, slightly further afield actually now, same guys, they're just running new farms because they managed to grab up some extra land and build, well, I don't think they've got them fully built yet, but they're building new yards and stuff. And all they care about is, well, bring up, you know, you do the baling, we'll send over a truck and collect the bales off you. And that's fine, I guess. Didn't realize baling required a bigger tractor. I'm glad I bought this T6040 because otherwise I'd be in serious trouble trying to pull this baler with the Massey. Serious trouble. Let's turn around again. I am seriously, yeah, I'm just gonna pull the trigger on this. This baler isn't working out at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hopefully remember the button. Ooh, I'm going at it. Cab for a bit. Just empty out the chamber. A small bit of bale left in there, but there's nothing I can do. Let's fold it up. And I'm gonna return this to the shop. Can I return it through this? No. How much is the small baler? 9,000 and another 9 for the bale loader. Let's see what we can deal with here. Because hopefully we'll get a bit of a rebate, because we've only had this baler for less than half an hour. I know they asked for big bales. I'm just going to tell them, look, try doing big bales. The shop needed their big baler back really quickly because somebody had a breakdown. I mean, I can lie to them. They don't watch my videos. They don't care about YouTube. I think some of them don't even know YouTube exists, other than for like viral videos of a singing priest or something. So on go the beacons as we drive down to the shop once again. Doing this all too much recently. Hopefully with the small baler we can stop. And the small baler we can actually use with the Massey. So, Massey fans rejoice, the Massey's getting a job again. Forgot that you drive on the left in the UK. Forgot this wasn't a European map. And as a result, I apologise. So, one of those days, I think. On the bright side, I'm wearing brand new trainers today. So, I feel good. It's been dry all day, there's been no issues with rain. It's been dry for a few days now. No issues with rain at all, so my new trainers, all they'll need is a brush down almost when I get home tonight, and there won't be any issues. So I don't know why the traffic around here drives so slowly. I mean, these are nice open roads. I don't know why they're all driving around at 20. I'm guessing there's some sort of competition to see who can stay at 20 miles an hour the longest. Or 30 kilometers an hour if you're that way inclined. So, I don't quite get what's going on. I'm guessing there's some sort of weird competition being run by the local radio station. I'm hoping that ends soon and they choose a more reasonable speed. And, out of character, guess who forgot to put the vehicle speed mod in? Oh yeah. Yeah, guess who forgot to put the traffic mod in? Do I want to sell... Well, I ain't gonna complain about them giving me €92,000 for that. Okay. I guess I forgot that. Okay, so I forgot that was a bug. So I'm actually, after buying the baler and bale loader, I'm gonna have a look at small tractors to run this, just for the... Because I am a fan of classic tractors, I really am. Let's have a look at what we've got here. And I think the Massey 698 wouldn't look bad with them on. However, I want to go more classic than that. And I have always found the Deutz D80 to be a rather beautiful tractor. Oh, and just for the sake of... no. Gonna leave the New Holland down here as well. I'll just park it up over here. Because I'm only gonna need the baler for now. They don't mind me leaving the... I'll park the bale trailer up as well. That's a good parking job. Let's hop in our Deutz. Fire up. That's the sound of a good engine. Let's just hook up the bale loader temporarily. Get it back into a parking spot down over here, just out of view. Yeah, it's quite obviously used. I mean, it's an old piece of equipment. It's gonna be used. That'll do. Again, a good parking job, I must say so myself. So, let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves some snacks. Let's grab the baler. Like that. Pop the baler on, pop the... Oh, the PTO went on by itself by... I'll just say I put the PTO on. So this thing, I can run flat out on the roads, there's no issues. Bigger issue, I've got no beacons on this thing, so I'm just going to run the indicators. I think that's a done thing. I mean, I'm no expert, so I'll catch up with you guys back down on the farm. And let's get back into the field so we can bale this all up nicely and neatly. Where did I stop the other baler? Where did I stop the other baler? Where? So let's get that baler out. Just checking it out. I'm gonna want to get my wheels about here, I think, and start her up. Alignment looks good. And are we baling? We are baling. Now this thing unfortunately is going to pop out bale after bale after bale because they're quite small. That's not ideal. I'm going to be honest, that's not ideal. I mean, it's only ideal in the fact that I also want to check something real quick. Aha! They fixed the bug. So out of character, just to talk about the Classics DLC, free DLC mod thing the Giants did for FS15. They're FS13 converts. Number one, that is beautiful. The spinning PTO. Back in the days where there was no PTO covers. The spinning flywheel is rather beautiful. This is really nicely animated. I know it doesn't have the best texture work ever, but the animations are beautiful. Now, the original release, when it came out at first, I know it does kind of bug bale extension out a small bit. The original release, these were all hay bales. Every single one was a hay bale. They were like 250 pop. Now the straw bales, 13% humidity, with 300 in them, €5 a bale. That's, I would argue, a reasonable price for a bale, especially a bale this size. So let's get going again. Where am I in relation to that? So let's raise the header up, or the pickup up. Make our way over here. Pick up back down. We'll just slowly meander in here. That was a reasonably big pile of straw just laying on the ground there, where I stopped at the harvester. And we're making good progress. We got 20 bales now. Another couple in the chute. So there's going to be no shortage. There's going to be a couple of thousand bales, I would guess. And well, yes, that's not an ideal number for bales. It is better than 0 bales. They're going to pay us the €5 per bale or something close to that, and they're going to be damn happy with it. For each of these small bales, because I mean, we can even almost sell these to the local school for arts and crafts, and I'm making a bit of a hames of this because I'm not too used to side-trailed balers. I think that's about right for what I'm going for. Yes. So this is going to take a bit of learning and getting used to where I want to be positioning my wheel and stuff. But I mean, that's something that'll come in time. And again, I'm gonna skip out the headlands here, just to give myself turning room and maneuvering room. And where this is going to come into its own is with the hay bales, because quite frankly, I think small hay bales look spectacular. And I'm pretty sure my equipment swap is going to surprise some people, because I was hell bent on using the Corona, and I will use the Corona if I can afford it. And we have a tractor powerful enough to run it. I'll still get a bale spike just to clear up the few bales that we do have, and to kind of future-proof the farm. But for now, at least, we're going to stick to small bales, which I'm sure is going to annoy somebody in the comment section. Especially the fact that, you know, these fields aren't small, and it's probably wasteful to use a tractor like this just to bale. It probably is, and yeah, it's probably wasteful to have a tractor like this even working in the fields, because this is a proper vintage tractor. This is a real, true workhorse of the ages. I don't particularly care. I mean, if a tractor can run, it can work. And if a tractor can work and pull a baler, then it's pulling a baler. And yes, I know I could use the Massey for this, or the New Holland, but realistically, with a baler this old, you're going to want a period tractor to be running it. And I've always wanted a D80 Deutz, all the years that I've run the farm. It's kind of a bit of personal, you know, it's been a bit of a pipe dream of mine to have a Deutz D80 working around here. Now that I've got it, I've got to say, I'm really, really happy. And this thing is going to be pulled out of the shed as much as I can possibly get it out of the shed. It's going to go in hiding behind the combine, as well as the baler, and the bale trailer can also go in there. The bale loader, because I happen to know that thing has a couple of tines on it. Not particularly visible, unfortunately, but it does have some tines on it for picking up the bales. And yeah, there's why I gave myself maneuvering room there. So yeah, I can what the bale loader does is, I'm not going to go collect it right now, but what it does is it picks up the bales and it essentially just throws it into its own. You saw the cage at the back, that's the bale chamber essentially. It picks up the bales, sends them up along an arm, and essentially just shoots them into the caged area. So we'll be leaving the baler in the last field we do, and then we'll be coming around all the fields again at a relatively high speed. We're just going so slowly because there is quite a lot of straw in the field right now. And we've already hit 100 bales. This is going to be a silly number when we're done, because this is field number 1. We have a few fields left to go. This is going to be up around the 1,000 bale region. I hope everybody's aware of that and everybody's able to deal with that. Now, I don't have an issue, because I mean, I make it no secret to anybody who speaks to me or interacts with me in any way. I am a massive fan of vintage equipment, and small equipment like this. So the fact that I'm able to run equipment like this, and I'm going to try and get more vintage equipment on the farm, Because I mean, the smaller fields, field 4 and 5, realistically I can run vintage equipment on them without much hassle. So I'd love to get a really small sprayer, an old fertilizer spinner, an old harvester if I can find one. I've heard rumours of a Far 66 knocking about the area. That'd be really cool to get. You know, get some of the small equipment. I won't be doing a lot of grass work with it. Like for now, it's just going to be baling duties. It is going to get dirty. I will clean it. The vintage equipment, yes, it's old, yes, it's beautiful, and yes, it's going to pay its dues on this farm. It's not going to sit around and look pretty. It's going to do a job, because tractors aren't made to sit around doing nothing all day. They're made to work. And as long as a tractor can run, it can do its job. Now we're probably going to get, well, almost definitely going to get way more than 200 small bales out of this field. Which is great. I wouldn't be surprised if we went up near 300, to be honest. I'm going to try and make a second run over as much as possible with this thing, with trying to clean up the dregs. Especially over in this area, because I did miss a lot. So let's just pull it through here, try not to run over any bales, which is probably going to prove easier said than done. And there's a bale stuck in the pickup. Shouldn't affect it. There's a bale stuck in the front of the tractor as well. You're gonna have to ignore the random extra bales here. The 3 bales that before. Oh no, the balers run over them. That's fine. I'm gonna have to do this once the field's been cleared out, I think. So let's get back over here to where we are in fact working. And this appears to be our next line down here. Drop the pickup and away we go. So yeah, these old tractors, especially the D80, the far baler, the bale wagon that I have, that I bought, the guy in the shop told me it's second-hand. The guy that used to own it actually built it, so it's custom built. It's worked for him for a good 30 years, so it's, you know, like I said when I picked it up, it looks old, it is old, it's been used. This baler's got about 100,000 bales through it easy already. The previous owner put, I can't remember the exact number. I don't think he could either, but I was told at least 10,000 went through this by the previous owner alone. So, if we can get somewhere near that number, I can call this baler kind of paid off. I mean, all of this equipment is going to essentially pay for itself, and the money we make from the bales. There's a random bale there. Just ignore that, please. The money we make from these bales, these 3 pieces of equipment, the 38,000 euro we dropped, I'm expecting to make slightly more than that from all the bales. Because I mean, even the big bales I think is going to be somewhere up around, not up around that region, but there's going to be a big number, easily in the thousands, just from the hay. The straw is probably going to be up in the same region, so I see no reason why these things can't pay for themselves straight off. We're coming up near the end of the episode. Ooh. So tomorrow is going to be the live stream yet again. And I can't wait to see the comments on this video. I really can't. Because I have made clear the fact that I love the old equipment and that I thought it was a shame the far baler couldn't bale straw. So if you've been watching my streams and paying attention to what I've been saying, I've kind of been hinting at the fact that I was going to try this eventually on some map. The fact that it's Coldborough just makes it all the better, because this is just, in all honesty, like, no role playing here, no character here. In all honesty, this is something that I am genuinely very happy with. That this is working fine. I know they're not the best mods ever. I know they're not the best quality ever. I know they have issues. I know they're not perfect. They are giants, but they're not perfect. They'd be gold standard in FSUK very easily. Like, regardless of any issues I have with the fact that texture work is pixelated as hell, or with the baler you can almost see the pixels. That's completely separate from my genuine love of classic equipment in farm sim. And the fact that I just love being able to, you know, grab something like the D20 and something like the far baler and do something silly like this. And I know it's silly, but it's relaxing. It's the relaxing kind of silly. It's something, there's something within me that's just very pleased by the clanking of the baler. The fact that Giants bothered to make the baler sound old. The fact that this tractor runs beautifully, despite being, I think it's from 1965 or 67. The mid-60s, definitely. Mid to late 60s, I should say. You know, the fact that this all runs perfectly is maybe not the most realistic, yes. But the fact that they work together so well just is what makes this... It's what makes Farm Sim beautiful. It's what makes me love the game, and it's why I criticize Giants so very heavily. Especially when they screwed up this the first time. When they screwed up the Classics pack on release, I was so disappointed in them. Because it was the FS13 Classics pack that really turned me on to old tractors. It was these vehicles that kind of started my just love for old tractors in Farm Sim. And the fact that Giants had managed to screw that up for FS15 really just hit me in the nads. Really hit me in the cojones. And it just... Like, I've been disappointed with Giants before. I make no secret of when I'm disappointed with Giants and when they make a silly... a decision that I think is silly or that I disagree with. I mean, announcing FS17, officially announcing FS17, and that'll be coming out later this year, before releasing the Homer DLC, was a dumb idea. That will have cost them money. I'm not going to argue that point. That cost Giants money. And it was dumb as hell. And I've just been dumb as hell by taking that turn entirely too tight. I think I can go around this the other way and kind of rectify the situation that I've managed to cause. But this... Like, I'm basing my character on myself, obviously. Well, the character I play in this LP. It is... version of myself that's a farmer. Quite obviously, because I'm not, in real life, I am not a farmer. What I know I learned from various mods and from Farm Sim itself. So, my knowledge isn't the greatest. Now, obviously, I have learned some stuff, you know, apart from that, like the BBD testing, that I will be integrating into the series, like BVD, that sort of stuff. I'll be trying to integrate as much realism as I can into this series. I'll just be doing some genuinely silly things. I realise that this is a really dumb thing to do, driving, like using this baler to bale this field. That's dumb as hell. I get that, I recognise that, I'm not going to deny that. But it's fun. And that's why we play games. It's not to be ultra hyper realistic, which, you know, I get, that's what I try to be at times. And I do criticise others for not being as realistic as they claim to be, but even in my silliness, I try and keep realism. So, I'm going to leave you with 3 words that I may or may not have stolen from somebody else and be using ironically. And not hipster ironically, actually ironically. So thank you very much for watching. Realism is, of course, key to the simulation experience. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye.